In the early hours of this week, a series of intelligence briefings quietly circulated through Washington, Brussels, and select allied capitals. What began as routine intelligence sharing quickly escalated into something far more serious. According to multiple U.S. intelligence sources, Russia's next major military plan has been partially exposed, and the implications are significant, not just for Ukraine, but for global security in 2025. This is not a rumor. This is not social media speculation. This is a developing intelligence-driven assessment that suggests Moscow may be preparing a strategic shift in how the war is fought. Tonight, we break down what was leaked, why it matters, and what could happen next. How the intelligence leak emerged. The leak did not originate from a single document. Instead, it emerged through intersecting intelligence streams, satellite imagery, intercepted communications, cyber monitoring, and human intelligence gathered over several months. According to U.S. analysts, these data points revealed a pattern that could no longer be ignored. Russian military units were repositioning in a way that did not align with defensive posturing. Supply routes were changing, command structures appeared to be reorganized, and most importantly, electronic silence in certain regions suggested preparation for a coordinated operation, not a reactive one. This is where alarms were raised. Russia's strategic shift in 2025. Unlike earlier phases of the war where brute force and mass deployment dominated, Russia's next plan appears more calculated. U.S. intelligence assessments indicate three core objectives: targeting critical Ukrainian infrastructure, disrupting Western supply chains, psychological pressure through sudden, high-impact actions. This is not about occupying territory alone. This is about breaking operational capacity. Analysts believe Moscow understands that time is not on its side. Sanctions, manpower shortages, and economic strain have forced the Kremlin to rethink its approach. The result? A plan that relies on precision, surprise, and systemic disruption. Why the U.S. chose to reveal this information. One key question arises: why would U.S. intelligence allow such information to surface? The answer lies in strategic signaling. By allowing elements of this intelligence to become public, Washington may be sending a message not only to Ukraine, but directly to Moscow. The message is simple: we see you. We understand your plan, and you are not operating in the shadows. This tactic has been used before. During the early stages of the invasion, U.S. intelligence preemptively revealed Russian plans, effectively undermining surprise and reshaping battlefield outcomes. In intelligence warfare, exposure itself is a weapon. Ukraine's position after the leak. For Ukraine, this intelligence is both a warning and an advantage. Officials in Kyiv are reportedly adjusting defensive postures, reinforcing infrastructure protection, and accelerating counterintelligence operations. Energy facilities, communication hubs, and transportation corridors are now under heightened security. But there is also restraint. Ukraine understands that overreaction can reveal vulnerabilities. The goal is not panic, it is preparedness. Western military advisors emphasize that the real value of this leak is time. Time to adapt, time to reinforce, time to deny Russia the element it needs most: surprise. What makes this plan different from before? This is not another wave of missile strikes. According to intelligence analysis, Russia's plan appears to integrate cyber warfare, electronic disruption, limited kinetic strikes, and information warfare. The objective is to create confusion, not necessarily destruction. If communication systems fail, even temporarily, military coordination suffers. If energy grids are disrupted, civilian morale weakens. If supply chains stall, frontline operations slow. Modern war is not only fought on battlefields, it is fought inside systems. The role of cyber and intelligence warfare. One of the most alarming aspects of the leaked assessment is the emphasis on cyber operations. U.S. cyber defense units have detected increased probing of Ukrainian and European networks. These are not random attacks, they are reconnaissance efforts, mapping vulnerabilities, identifying pressure points. Cyber warfare offers plausible deniability. It blurs lines, and it allows states to strike without missiles. Intelligence officials warn that 2025 may see the most integrated cyber-kinetic warfare yet in this conflict. Global implications beyond Ukraine. This is not just about Ukraine. NATO planners are watching closely because any escalation could affect Eastern European security, energy markets, global trade routes, diplomatic stability. A successful Russian operation, if unchecked, could embolden similar strategies elsewhere. That is why this leak matters globally. It sets a precedent. It signals that intelligence transparency may be used as deterrence. Is this leak intentional or accidental? Officials remain divided. Some believe the leak was carefully controlled, released just enough to disrupt Russian planning without compromising sources. Others worry that even limited exposure risks revealing intelligence capabilities. But one thing is clear, this information is now part of the strategic environment, and once information enters that space, it cannot be undone. What happens next? Several scenarios are now possible. Russia may delay or alter its plan, Ukraine may preemptively strengthen defenses, diplomatic pressure could intensify, cyber activity may increase before any physical action. None of these outcomes are mutually exclusive. What is certain is this: the war is entering a new phase, one defined less by territory and more by intelligence dominance. Final analysis. This leak is not just about Russia's next move. It is about how wars are fought in 2025. Information, exposure, anticipation, these are now weapons. And in this moment, intelligence may matter more than firepower. The coming months will determine whether exposure prevents escalation or accelerates it.